Welcome here at A Life of a Hippie CEO at our sharing time. I completely thrown off when I don't use my exactly same starting phrase. Yeah. So this is probably going to be more of a personal sharing than a business one. And to be honest, I don't know. Jeez, I feel so stuck now that I put the camera on. Maybe I'm just... I can't even really talk. Oh, I want to redo this one. I want to just put pause and make a new one as if nothing happened. Why can't I be to the point? Maybe because I spent the whole day by myself and I'm just used to living in my own head a little bit. And because there's so much stuff going on, and I assume there are some sort of judgments of, oh, I shouldn't even be talking about that, or something wrong with it, but then I'm also judging the judgments. I'm in a different room because this used to be my kids' room. I'm visiting my parents. Doesn't really look anymore anything like what it was like when I was a kid. So I'm in the Netherlands. I'm here to fix all the stuff for my trip to Thailand, so for the visa and the vaccinations and all that stuff. And oh gosh, my life feels so hard, and I hope I'm going to cry in this video because I feel like there's so many more tears inside me than I've been able to let out the past week, at least the past week. That's for how long I've been here. There's just so fucking too much going on. When I came here, I felt overworked already. I'm touching my ears, by the way, because they're cold. I've just come from outside. And if you hear this weird noise, I don't know if you hear it. That's the... how do you call that even in English? I don't know. A ball? I don't know. No. I have no idea. It's like a kid's toy, so it feels so basic to know, but it's like this thing. Look how beautiful it is. It looks like those yummy lollipops they have, you know? It's my sister's. Actually, let's just go sit on that one now that I'm here. I think it will make me more excited and happy. But it means that this noise pops up sometimes. Okay, so I completely lost where I was in my story, but at least I cheered up a little bit. Because that's the... Oh, did I finish that sentence even? I wanted to say, to be honest with you, I'm just sharing because I feel so incredibly lonely here right now, these days. I mean, I of course saw a lot of friends as well. My sister was here. It was really great to see her again. But I don't have the intimate relationship I would like to have with my parents. It also means that I'm going to be going whoop all the time. Oh, I hope it's not annoying to look at this. So much fun to do. I wish I was closer with my parents and that there was just more space to talk about emotional stuff. So I talk with them, and of course I probably would have been lonelier if I was just by myself, but oh my god, there's so much inside me that just doesn't really, it can't really come out, and even with my other friends, we can talk, of course, about more stuff with them, but I felt such a bridge, or no, not a bridge, a cliff, a cliff between us without a bridge. I mean, mean, they just don't understand this whole business thing, and I don't know how to explain, and they don't understand my spiritual stuff. So, whoa, there goes my two most important things in life. And I notice so much now how insincere I am in contact, and like not in a weird amount or so. I think I'm more authentic than most people are, but because I've more and more wanted to be this 100% authentic thing, I notice it every time that I'm not, which is of course a lot of times. Like our whole social interactions are based on dishonesty, It's so weird how it's just normal. It's if you're being polite, you're in definition you're not being authentic. So oh man. Yeah, and there's so much I feel like I'm carrying. I felt stressed already when I got here because there was first that thing. I think I made some sharing videos about that when I did the launch, and I had a breakup to deal with. And then after that, I had like 1 or 2 days where I could sort of relax a little bit. I was planning on taking a holiday, but then I last minute decided to go to the Netherlands to arrange all this stuff because it was just too complicated to fix it in Germany. So then I spent my whole holiday doing all the things I should have done the week after so that I could go travel. Hooray for being an entrepreneur. Yeah, now I'm just sitting here 2 weeks not really working, but also just not really enjoying life or something. And there have been moments that I really enjoyed myself here. It's like it's not all bad, and I really loved seeing everyone that I care about. But it's taxing. It's just taxing on me. And then in the middle of that, I'm still in a breakup, apparently. It's so weird. Since I'm here, I haven't spoken to Dan, and it just feels like he's stopped existing. And I haven't even had enough time to really be with all the emotions. I think there was so much more inside me than I've been able to feel. And I don't really miss him, but I do. It's really like I don't have a longing to be with him. It's okay that he's not here. It's even okay if I'm single for the rest of my life and that kind of stuff. But then it's hard to, I don't know, it's so hard to explain, and I think I'm mostly just stressed out about the financial consequences of it. It just feels so much easier if I can move with someone who has like the stable income, and which means that if I do 2,000 income next year, which is like, okay, a stretch, but I can make it happen, that we can easily find this really nice place to live in. And then if I try to do it all myself, being an entrepreneur, like not really good if you try to convince people that you can pay the rent consistently. It feels so difficult, and I think that's what feels really difficult here too. At first I was just really stressed out about all the things I had to arrange for the visa and everything, and I was completely scared I forgot important things and that I didn't do things in time and that it all wouldn't work out and I would have to go back to the Netherlands again. So by this time, I have my Thailand visa now. I have my international driving license. I only have to get vaccinations, which, by the way, probably won't work because there's like a shortage of them. I find out now. But at least the most important things are fixed. Let's just not get sick. Oh, gosh. So I feel a bit okay about all of that stuff now. I was most stressed out about the visa. So that's really cool, but now it just sometimes feels like my brain is just finding excuses to feel stressed because no matter what happens, I come up with new stuff. Like first it's a breakup and a launch, then the launch is over, then I'm stressed about having to work too much, then I'm stressed about having to travel to the Netherlands, then I'm stressed about having to arrange all the things in the Netherlands, then I'm stressed about feeling that I have to move. And I think it's difficult because so much gets messed up with all those other people's opinions. I told a few people like, oh, I want to move to Utrecht, and then everybody's like instant first sentence they say to me is, oh, that's going to be hard. Oh man, and I'm like, super vulnerable to that because I already feel a bit scared that it will be hard. But I want to stay in this positive place of let's manifest it magically, yay, you know? And then everybody keeps telling me all the fucking time that it's the most difficult area. And why are people even responding that way? I mean, I don't really blame them for doing it, but I don't understand it. If they care about me, why do they put those fears in my head? Why aren't they just happy for me? Why? They could at least say, oh, that's going to be hard. How can I help or something? Why just say, oh, it's hard? Why do people have to break my dreams all the time? Oh. And I notice people really care about me. I do. And I assume they probably just don't think about it. And I find it hard to put up boundaries around that. And because when I say, it feels like I'm exaggerating if I then say, oh, I really don't want to hear that from you right now, you know? And I feel so mingled in all this negative energy of a lot of people here. Just normal people, you know? And maybe that's the hard thing. There's nothing wrong with them. They're just really sweet and cute and loving and caring, but they're also incredibly limited in their thinking of what's possible. And I think they're in a sort of more negative vibration. They believe the whole world is bad and that it will get destroyed soon and that human beings are awful. And, well, just spending a few days with that and I start to believe it myself too. So, I feel like it's a challenge to stay positive anyway. And then I have this major life changes that I have to deal with at the same time. And it puts stress on my company too, because I then feel like, oh shit, I have to find that house in this really difficult area. What's the solution? The only solution I can think of, earn enough money so that I can buy a house, which will probably be like $500,000. You know, well, that gets you stressed out, the feeling that I should earn more than I can to be able to find a house. And that's I find it really hard that I always feel so cautious of, oh, what if people see this and I don't speak my mind to them and they watch my sharing videos, and it gets like really awkward, I think. But I need a place where I can just be honest, and I wish they could just understand that I always want to be honest, but it's just really hard. And frankly, I start to doubt if people even want me to be honest. So many people I made pissed off because I was honest, and so many people who say like, oh, you don't have to be that extreme. Oh, there's nothing wrong with a white lie. Oh, you can just be polite. You don't have to hurt someone's feelings by being, the whole thing. But I find it difficult. Oh, now that I think about it, I shared it yesterday in the group. So the thing is, I work with my coach, and she's really, really great. Gosh, it feels so fake when I say it like that. Like, okay, so what's not great about her, when you're going to say that? Oh, but I mean it honestly. Like, I'm so super grateful for everything that she helped me with. But I noticed that she, all the time when we talk, she's really like, oh, it's not good for you to stay with your ex-boyfriend, and it's not the most healthiest thing to do, and you're making it heavy for yourself and harder by staying with him right now. And I think this is starting to I can't feel anymore what I want, because I feel like I'm not allowed to stay with my ex-boyfriend and people will judge me for it. But I'm really not sure if that's a bad thing, because I do understand it's a risky thing and that I really have to be aware of how it works between us. But come on, if it gives me the peace of mind of having not that financial stress, and then my parents are also a bit against it. I think at least my dad is, because he's like, oh, you should only do it if you're sure you're going to marry the guy. be cautious that when you rent a house together, that you need to be able to then, sustain yourself if he leaves, or the other way around. And it would be a problem if you're financially entangled, and can't break up because of that reason. But really, and then I get his perspective, and at the same time, I think he doesn't calculate in that my income is not something that's going to be the same. Like, I'm pretty sure that every year I'm going to have such an increase in income. I feel so arrogant right now. And this is also why I find it hard to formulate that towards him, because I think, well, what's the problem? I should. Okay, the only problem is if we couldn't live with each other for like a year or so. But after a year, I think I would have earned enough money to be able to like buy him out of the house, that sort of, and just pay for it myself. And then why would I make it so much harder for myself and put so much financial pressure? Or go for like a super crappy house, which still feels hard to find because everybody is even more so looking for cheap houses there, of course. Yeah, and to then, while I can also just live with an ex that's just a really good friend of me right now, and that I have a really loving and supporting friendship / relationship with. Like, of course it's complicated, but it's not that bad. I haven't felt that urge of I need to be apart from him. Like, okay, of course a little bit, but it feels like Thailand can do that for me. And that's the hard thing too. I can't really know all this stuff until I'm back from Thailand. And still I feel that urge that I need to know now, because everything is so uncertain and it makes me crazy. Just too much change going on for me right now. And all I have is myself and my company, and oh, thank God I also have a company and not just myself. Yeah, but it feels hard. And I don't know when I'm settling, and I don't know when I'm making it too difficult for myself. And I can't seem to just leave the issue alone while I'm here and just say, okay, Loes, you're in a pretty challenging position right now. Give yourself some peace of mind. Just focus on getting the visa stuff fixed. While you're here, just, get through it. Bond a little with your parents and stay alive. Stay as much in your positive vibe as possible. Just focus on that. And then figure all that other stuff out when you're back home. And when I really don't like my hair like this, I have to put it back. So much self-judgment now. Yeah, why don't I just leave it? But I can't. I want inner peace, and probably the inner peace isn't going to come until I say it's okay for me to not know right now. But I feel like I have to get the inner peace from being really certain about what's going to happen in my life. It feels so weird. Yeah, so that's where I'm at. And I don't really like it when I have that approach of trying to just get through something. I don't want to sit here and wish my days away, and count the days till I can go back home. Because this life is here right now. Why try to survive through that? I just want to enjoy it and be fully present in it. And sometimes I can, and I've learned some really valuable lessons while being here. And sometimes I just want to run away from everything and just hide and just get through it. And all the time, Julia and I try to call, and we just miss each other all the time, which doesn't really help. And then my sister was here at the beginning, which was really cool, but now she's left for India, so she's also really unavailable, and all of that makes me again feel like, oh crap, that's why I shouldn't stay any longer in Freiburg, because I felt too isolated and I need to make friends and I want to settle, and but I can't figure out how I'm going to do this if I feel like I have to move exactly after Thailand when my income is still crap. I'll not say that. Sorry, beautiful money that's coming my way. I really love you and I'm really grateful for what I'm earning right now. But it doesn't make me able to afford many of the. It's not yet what I need for the kind of house I'm looking for, and oh, that makes it so hard. I also want a really beautiful house, you know. My standard only goes up, my money also, but not in the same rate. Well, maybe it is, but it also it has just very consistently been 3 steps behind always. So if I ditch a boyfriend who's supporting me and paying for the rent, it all of a sudden gets a little complicated. But even if he would move with me, you know, if he would move in March, it would still be difficult to find the kind of house that I like with like combined maybe a little over 3,000 in income each month. So thank you for watching, and it felt good to share a little bit. It was of course a big bummer that I didn't cry. Do you know that feeling when you just don't want to leave somewhere because you think, oh my god, then I'm going to be back to myself? That's so often how I feel at the end of these sharing videos. See you next time.